Hey there, what is up, plant community? If you like my videos, go ahead and give me a like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out and it helps the channel out. It helps me get more out there. So, today's video, since it's nice out, it's decent out, ain't too hot out, I figured I'd just do a bunch of videos. But yeah, so this video in particular is going to be an update on my tropical garden, tropical trees, and tropical plants. So, the first plant I'll talk about is my dad's spire plant. It's starting to produce babies. Um, it does have a bit of dead here, but it's been taking a reasonable amount of direct sunlight, so it's doing really good. It is a bit pale. I think it needs to be watered, so that's just one thing that needs to happen out here, I guess. And then over here, we have my monkey puzzle tree, a prehistoric plant. Gotta be careful here. Here we can see that it is starting to produce some branches right here, some little nodes. So that's excellent to see. It's related to the Norfolk Island pines. It is a conifer. The leaves right there, actually, that are pointy, is those were made so that way prehistoric animals like dinosaurs wouldn't munch on it because it would make their gums bleed. It would slice their gums, and they would have regret for doing so. Um, Over here we have the tree fern. It is a dwarf species of tree fern. Um, it's doing all right now, but there's not very many leaves on this rose bush, so everything's kind of iffy on it. But a dead that does fall, I'm leaving for winter. And here we have my mom's air plant. It's doing really good. Been taking shade and some direct sun. Got a bit of a rose thing in there. All right, it's out. But yeah, it's doing really good out here. Every time it rains, it just likes it. Has some aerial roots you can see right there. And yeah, it's doing really good. Need to get more on this little stump. And I think it will continue to do good. So over here we have my blue star fern doing really good out here. Then we have my ginger, which needs to be watered, which is why the leaves are folded. But it's doing quite well out here. And then over here we have my elephant ears, kind of burn a bit, but they're doing good. They just kind of magically appeared. Um, but yeah, they're doing really good out here. Then here we have my Norfolk Island pines. They're doing really good. They're quite a bit bigger than what they were when I first got them. When I first got them, they were maybe about this big, and they've grown ever since then. I think I've had these trees for going on 3 years now, and they're getting quite tall. You can see the needles on them getting quite good. I keep them out here most of the year around temperatures of 35 degrees. Um, if we look over here, we got one with some yellow on it. That's mainly due to the simple fact that it needs watered because we kind of got this little awning right here. So when it rains, yeah, the water comes this way, but doesn't directly hit everything like it should. So like this palm here will get halfly watered compared to the things in the back that need to be watered. So this is mainly supposed to be a prehistoric like garden up here. Besides the banana, I just added a banana because I like the banana. So cypresses, I have the gold mop cypress that I put in the ground, doing really good this year. In fact, I might have put it too close to the wall, but that's all right. It'll just kind of blend in with the wall. Here we have my lemon cypress doing really good. Probably needs a bit of water. And then we have my European cypress, which is starting to look better, do better. Starting to cover up a bit of that frost burn from when it was outside. Here we have my flowers. Love these guys. They give a tropical feel. We got little bees in there. So gotta be careful touching them. They're great for pollinators. Pollinators love them. Hummingbirds love them. Butterflies love them. A lot of species really love this. There's flies on there. Don't know why there is flies, but they are on there. Interesting. Oh well, looks like we might have some pests on our flowers that you guys can't see. Um, yeah, when they were redoing the roofing, they actually kind of broke this plant in half a bit, and I was like, oh. So I actually had to reassemble it. I put a little tie down there so that way maybe it'll just scab over and heal together. Here we have my desert garden halfway taken over by weeds because I need long needle nose pliers with long handles to take care of that. Here we have my jade, my only jade so far that's doing really well. I'll have to put that in my mother's room where she gets more light. Doing really good out here, doing really well. Here we have the Madagascar palm. Not really a palm, a succulent, but I love them and they look like palms, but they're not. Yeah, when this falls, let it fall. Don't try to catch it. Once you do, you are gonna hurt your hand. I learned that the hard way. Here we have a yucca, which is doing good, doing all right here. Then we have another yucca over there. It's doing all right. Probably needs watered. Then we have the rock fig, rock ficus, doing all right. Put it out here in direct sun. Probably needs a bit of water. Uh, but yeah, doing all right. I actually had this guy outside during the oh look, it's got little babies. It's got little babies. I didn't know those little babies were there. I got a little excited about those. Anywho, um, doing really well. I found out that they can take cold. I actually had this out one time last year, taken down to 33 degrees. I was like, oh no, had snow on it and everything, but it took it like a champ. So now over here we have my daylilies. Daylilies doing good as always. I think he got stomped on a bit, this one here, but he's coming back. And look, since I cut these back, look, it's starting to flower again. See? Sometimes making sure your plants ain't invasive has a bit of a reward. You sometimes get new flowers because that's just a survival instinct. It just wants to spread. Then go down the walkway. We have my calla lilies. They're a bit iffy this year. Some are doing better than others, like this group here. Didn't even really flower this year. Some of them did rot away. I think we just happened to get too much rain, and that one's gone. That one's gone. Had one there that was gone. That one's definitely gone. That one survived. That one's doing a bit iffy. This one's good, and that one's good. But yeah. So I can't replace them. Not right now, anyways. Maybe next year, sure, I can probably try to replace them, or maybe even find something better. But the main goal was to give a tropical prehistoric vibe, so yeah. Then we have my vine here. It kind of stopped right here and hasn't vined yet. So, that's fine. It'll slowly climb up this pole. See here, my elephant ears are doing alright. They're doing pretty good, actually, to be honest. I gotta weed eat the area. I'll do that after sundown because I'm wearing all black anyways. Yeah, these elephant ears are doing good. Their leaves get big, but they don't get so big to where it just takes over the whole yard. Honestly, if I was probably to have elephant ears like the giant elephant ears that you see online where the leaves are just massive and bigger than a human, I might have issues with maintenance out here telling me, hey, you gotta do something about this. So, you know what? I'm happy right here with what I got. I ain't gonna push it. In fact, since some of them are producing pups, they might be the new little walkway out here amongst the actually, I might just get a whole different batch of elephant ears and do that, actually. just because I really like elephant ears and they really add a tropical element, I feel like. Here we got one of my other elephant ears. Now, it's not as good looking as that one is. And there's a reason why to it. See this right here? That was due to rot. I actually managed to save that with cinnamon, believe it or not. So the plant, half the plant is actually alive, but it's going to struggle now. I overwintered. I overwintered it because I can't keep them outside like I can some of my palms who can take it because we get a hard frost. And even some of my palms I have to protect from that. And let's just say it didn't do so well being overwintered because I overdid it with the water. And I guess when I did that and I brought it out finally during the spring, well, that happened. But the good news is I got these pups right here. I got a pup right there. I got a pup right there. I got a pup over there with that one. So if it does die, I got these pups. I just gotta put the pups in a separate pot and I can put those by a window and I'll have more pups of these elephant ears next year that I can overwinter. And if that does die, that will be replaced. But right now, it's not dead. It's just kind of slow growing and isn't producing big leaves like the elephant ears usually do. And then, of course, we got my banana doing good, doing fantastic, actually. I'd say it's up to my chest right now. But, yeah, I usually include bananas with my palm updates along with my Cordyline australis. So, the canna lilies, they're a bit iffy this year. I think I should have taken advice of somebody and perhaps took them and basically started them early during the spring and let them adjust to direct sunlight. Because they never get too big for me, and that's kind of something I want, as I want that oil fill. So I feel like I need to kind of let them get quite big. I'm not sure about the sedum, if it will stay this year. I feel like the sedum has really just kind of taken over everything here. So I feel like that just kind of needs to be either brought back a lot or just taken away completely. I have some sedum in that bucket over there that I took away. I feel like it's just kind of crowding my cannas. So, yeah, I might have to deal with that this winter. So, yeah, everything in mixed pot's doing all right. Some things are kind of droopy. That just popped right off. But that's because it's also getting hit by direct sun. My English ivy is doing really well. I have different species in here. I have this in here. This is an invasive species of English ivy, actually. So I won't plant that in the ground. I will only keep that in a pot. And actually, when it does start to get to the ground, you can see I cut it. I cut it back because I don't want it to get invasive. And then, of course, I have the gold baby English ivy, and I have the white variegated English ivy. This is my mixed pot of English ivy. I like it here. I like how it droops down the window. Kind of has an Italian vibe to me or something like that, and I really like it. But yeah, I bring them in every year to overwinter them. But so yeah, that's ivy there doing really well. So everything out here is doing good besides the rose bushes here. The rose bushes actually got attacked by Japanese beetles, and there really wasn't much I could do, and I had to lay down some heavy chemicals in the soil. And what that does is basically when I water it, the poisons go up through the plant and kills the beetles that were munching on them. And I don't like doing that because I do use the leaf litter from the rose bushes. I kind of lay it down in the garden for all the microfauna, because the microfauna will produce dung when they eat on the leaves, and that microfauna actually helps with all the plants out here with natural fertilizer. So I don't like to use hard pesticides, and I don't think it hurts the microfauna down there, but you know, I don't like using it if I don't have to, but in this case, I had to in order to save my rose bush, or what's left of it, anyways. It'll all backbud again during winter. It went through a defoliation before. This rose bush, it went through heck last year. It died back, and this is the new stem. I'm glad I just didn't dig it up. My dad said, "Man, you all just dig that up. It's dead." I'm like, "No, let's give it a chance." And this is the results of me giving it a chance and not giving up on it. So, yeah, that's about it for the tropical plant update and the tropical garden update here in the front. So now we'll go to the back. All right, and now we are outside. So, yeah, the fountain grass is doing good over here. This was a propagation. I dug this up from somebody's yard, and they were nice enough to let me have several stalks of these. And yeah, I love it. I love it. It adds a nice little tropical vibe. It's kind of like bamboo without being really invasive. Um, and they do give off the bamboo stalks down there. And yeah, I really love this grass. And you could tell that this one here is going to be a stalk when it dies. I love how wavy it is and how it blows in the wind. Really love it. And then over here we have a Sansevieria that takes direct sunlight. It does really good back here. It takes direct sunlight during the morning and afternoon. Um, a friend of mine gave this to me, and I didn't want it to die because it was kind of sentimental value. And it just kind of stayed within a dark area, and it survives like that. It's just it started to decline after so many years. I'm like, okay, I have to start getting this out into the sun for it to get healthy, nice and tall and big. And oh, this is the result of it now. So yeah, glad I got it out here. And then here we have the begonia, the red begonia. I'll probably overwinter this and use it next year. Love the red begonia. Probably about the only begonia species I like, to be honest. I'm not a big begonia fan. Um, but yeah, it has a old red pot that it's in, so I'll just take this and put it back outside. And then here we have a Bachira aquatica. The leaves do change when it takes more light, more direct sunlight. This will be one of the trees in the rainforest-like garden. Um, Slower growing. Um, for me, I feel like it's slower growing anyways. But yeah, it does really well out here. It's doing really well out here. Don't let it take temperatures below 60 degrees. 60 degrees is max. But I've had them out here as low as 59 in the temperatures. Yeah, doing really good out here though. Really glad I have it. Then here we have the lemongrass. The lemongrass is doing good out here. It comes from Vietnam. It smells like lemon. You can actually eat this if you want to. I guess you can eat the stalks of the grass. So it's a survival food, I guess, if you wanted to munch on it. Same like the prickly pear over there. Um, yeah, I guess due to the scent, it also keeps the mosquitoes away. This will be a grass that I will attempt to overwinter and bring back out here. Um, yeah, so hopefully it overwinters well for me and I can bring it back out here because I know my red fountain grass did not do well with the overwintering. I guess you can separate these two when they get too big, and you can place them around the garden. And then here we have my lemon lime Dracaena, I think it's called, doing really well. It actually stayed dormant for me for 3 whole years until I brought it outside. Now it's just exploding in growth. What I'm hoping it will do is it will grow tall and kind of start leaning out this way, which will be nice. It will add a tropical effect. Long as it doesn't get hit by the sunlight too much and start to burn, because it is a corn plant species. And then here we have my caladiums, the white caladiums. Love these guys. They add an interesting contrast. They're white. They're nice, they're beautiful. They add a touch of the tropics out here, and definitely, and I just love these guys. But they do produce bulbs when they're treated right and they're in the right conditions. I guess here they're in the major right conditions because they just take over like a weed sometimes, and they produce more bulbs. Last year when I dug them up, I had so many bulbs and I didn't know where to put them all, so I just kind of let this one grow in the pot. Here I got one. Looks like this one's already produced 3 bulbs just in that container. And then here we got one. Here we got one. And then we got this one covering up my poor hydrangea. My poor hydrangea, it's shaded out. Ah, poor guy. And then here we have my calla lily, which is doing good. It gets the bigger leaves back here when put in shade. And then here we have my mom's Dracena Martin. Wow, rude and annoying. So, anyways, yeah, a car just passed by with like a loud engine, and it was just rude and annoying. And he was out there talking to his friend. I'm sure he's seen me recording, and he just wanted to be a jerk. So, anyways, here we got my mom's Dracena marginata variegata. It's a variegated Dracena or variegated dragon tree, doing really well out here. Probably needs a bigger pot. It's kind of struggling, so that probably needs to be updated soon. Not really that it needs a bigger pot, it just needs to be lifted up and put some soil underneath, and so that way it can get its roots more down there. Here we have the hosta. That's one hosta that does really well out here. It's more of the white variegated. And then here we have the yellow variegated hostas. They do really fantastic out here. I kind of have some of them where they're planted in half shade and then sun hits them a bit, which you can see the damage down there. And that's to keep them under control to where they don't get too invasive. Yeah, they do really good out here. I like them. You can get some of the bigger leaf varieties, and they add a nice tropicalist effect out here. Then we have my native Christmas ferns. They are a native species. They are endangered here, actually. So I do try to implement natives if it works out into my garden. And yeah, I love them. I love them, and they give a tropical look out here all the time that I attend to love. Um, Here we have my Ficus religiosa. It's doing all right. It's got some branching right here. It's just what the tree wanted to do. So that's what the tree's going to do. Doing good. It takes direct sunlight out here. And it did drop all of its leaves, but it's starting to do really good. It does have some leaves on it right now. Just kind of looks skinny and weak, but it won't be like that all the time. It will eventually thicken up. It hasn't grown ever since I put it out here, but wait, I'll bring it inside. It won't do much of anything, but watch when I bring it back outside, it'll just burst out in growth next year. Here we have my weeping fig. Oh, looky there. Looks like something's been munching on my weeping fig, and it looked like it died. Anywho, yeah, this is... Or did it? Or did it? I'm gonna have to inspect this. I think there's a caterpillar on here or something, man. That's not good. I don't want no caterpillar on my ficus. The heck? It's munching on the outdoor leaves? That ain't no good. Anywho, yeah, so it's doing good out here. Really strong. Wow, I think it's kind of beyond... I think it's about ready to get 5 foot almost. It's grown quite a bit. I remember when I had it, it was in that black pot over there, and it wasn't even barely this size, and I upgraded it to a bigger pot, and instantly it just got bigger. And now it's almost a monster. It's almost a beast. But yeah, all the outdoor leaves will slowly drop off. I'll bring it in at night to try to prevent that much leaf droplet, so that way it'll have a chance to produce indoor leaves. Indoor leaf, outdoor leaf. See the big difference there? Anywho, yeah, it's doing really fantastic. Here we have a heartleaf philodendron. It's doing all right here. Doing better than what it does indoors. Has a yellow leaf here, but that tends to happen. It takes a little bit of direct sunlight, but not much. Beautiful plant. Here we have the arrowhead English ivy. It does all right out here. I have it out here. It's kind of block off my bonsai area whenever I'm not here. Going over here. Here we have another species of ivy. I don't know what's going on with it. It's been having that issue lately. So whatever is going on with it is what's going on with it. I don't baby my plants. So whatever happens, sadly, is what happens. Unless it's like a pest or anything like that, then it's something I can do to avoid that. But if it's fungal or something like that, there really isn't much I could do about that, because maintenance is kind of getting on to me anyways about the amount of plants. So it survives, well then it survives a new year, and it will just continue growing. Surprisingly, none of it got hit by scale this year, which is surprising to me. Here we have a variegated species of ivy. It does really well right here. Got a dead stem I see, so I'll have to trim that back, but otherwise than that, it's doing all right out here. I wouldn't say it's doing the best like the other ivies. Here we have my mom's white bird of paradise. We got some leaf cuts finally, and that was due to the wind. This one's purely fine mainly. But yeah, every time I bring it out, some leaves do die off, and then others tend to stay. This is the newest leaf that's coming out. So yeah, hopefully that continues to grow. It already needs to be repotted too. Here we have my bush on fire croton doing really good. I think it's doing better here now since it's actually getting part direct sunlight. So doing fantastic. Here we have my macho fern. They're actually an endangered species. I guess they are native in America. But yeah, it could take temperatures down to 35 degrees. Anything colder than that will kill it. So I'm going to try to keep him out for most of the year. Doing fantastic. I gave him a nice little pot at the bottom. Um, then over here we have the Duffenbachia. This is my mom's Duffenbachia. I had it by the fan, but it seemed like it was drying out the leaves, so it wasn't doing good like it should have been, but now it's doing better now since it's away from the fan. So hopefully that keeps growing and keeps doing well. And then here we have my Ficus triangularis variegated. Doing pretty good out here, honestly. Looking nice. Looking beautiful as always. And then here we have my ZZ plant. It's doing pretty good for the most part. First time it's actually been outside, to be honest. Doing pretty good though, I think. And then over here, trying to get in here, we have the white variegated Dracena. It is my friend's white variegated Dracena she gave me. I have it underneath the table where it's glass, so that way it's protected mainly. It's doing really well, honestly, underneath here. And it's the first time that that's been outside, too, actually. And it's looking fantastic. Glad I got it. Um, so yeah, if she watches this video, I hope she's happy with how it's looking. Here we have a golden pothos, just basically cuttings, and it's doing good. It's already growing, and it's growing wild. Yeah, doing really good, doing fantastic. Takes there's a weed in here. It's been taking part. Wow, I gotta really get in there. There we go. It's been taking partial sun, and that's where a lot of this vibrant variegation comes from. It's doing really good out here. Of course, I don't baby it. I just basically threw it out there, was like, survive. Um, so yeah, here we have my purple shield doing really good. It was a cutting from a friend, doing fantastic. We have my spire plant. We can see it's producing, and it's producing a lot of babies. So yay to that. This is my Dreissena variegata, or variegated Dreissena, a double trunk. One of the trunks actually started leaning, but you can see it's doing great now. It's not leaning as much. Well, I mean, it is leaning. It's leaning quite a bit. Let me take that back. It's just, it's not as loose as it was when I transplanted it. Yeah, it's doing really good. And then over here, we have my Dreissena Red Star. It was kind of one of my wish list plants whenever I first seen it on the internet, and Northern Tropics had it. Anyways, it's produced quite a good trunk on it. Took it outside, and now it's doing fantastic. Here we have my bird of paradise. This is the orange bird of paradise. It is doing really well out here. Of course, I have it rotated this way because it's leaning that way. That's because I had it in, and when it was inside, it just was kind of growing one way, and there was just no way of rotating it, I guess, so that way it would correct its growth. Here we have my Hawaiian Thai plant. I actually gave away one of the Thai plants because it was taking up too much room. So now I only have one cordyline, tropical cordyline, one Thai plant. Looking really good here. It's in an area where it will take partial sunlight, and the results of it is it gets really, really pink when you do that. I love this guy. It's another one that I love to keep out here until it gets too cold to do so. Then this here is my umbrella tree, or Schefflera. It's really gotten woody on it. It's really gotten a woody trunk on it now. It's a dwarf Schefflera tree. I got it from Northern Tropics. Doing really good. Looking really beautiful. Here we have my Ficus burgundy. It's doing good. It's doing great right now. Hopefully it continues to grow, and it is kind of getting a woody trunk on it. Let's see, what else? My Dreissena over there is doing decent now. I wouldn't say it's doing the best, but it's doing better than what it was inside, honestly. I think I just have a bit of a heavy watering hand when it comes to them. Here I actually got rid of a ivy, English ivy, and traded it out for a marble queen. You can see the variegation on it is becoming more pronounced. It too is doing very good. Oh wow, look at those big leaves. Oh, oh, hold on, let me get those. Maybe. It's falling everywhere. Oh, look at those leaves. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Anyways, it's looking fantastic. Growing good. Might have to trim it back, and I'll probably put it in there. Okay, so now we're going to have to get over here. I'm going to have to probably talk a bit louder because of the fan. Alright, so over here we have my popcorn plant. The leaves do fold up during the night. It seems to be doing all right out here. It's the cutting I took off from my main plant. So now this will become the main plant, and hopefully it will do well out here because it will produce flowers. I guess hummingbirds really, really love the flowers. Um, that's it's kind of falling over now. All right, and then here we have my Pothos Enjoy, kind of bit burnt, but it'll have to get over that. Um, Finding out that variegation sometimes isn't all that great when you're trying to be a wild plant, because sometimes this is the result, is you burn. Um, Otherwise than that, this is man-made variegation too. So it's doing good though. It's doing great out here. So hopefully it continues to thrive. And then down here we have my um, Platinum Mist Peace Lily that I am going to go ahead and rotate. Doing good. It's doing better out here than it was inside, to be honest. Over here we have a Arrowhead Vine. Doing good. Doing better than it was inside. Then we have my what was the name? Chinese Evergreen. It always does better out here than it does ever inside. Um, we have the Wandering Dude over here looking a bit iffy. Then we have my Boston Ferns, which are looking so much better out here than they would inside. So I'm going to start bringing them outside more. Here we have my Florida Beauty looking fantastic. And here we have one of my other favorite ferns, which is a rabbit's foot fern. Had to think of the name. It's doing good out here too. Here we have my rattlesnake calathea, also doing pretty good out here. Here we have this guy, currently forget the name, but look at that, he's producing flowers for berries. Here we have my Philodendron Sandu doing fantastic. Here we have some clover over there, kind of iffy. We have my coffee plant and a coffee container doing good. We have my mother's 2 Christmas cactus doing good out here. We have another philodendron right there. We have another arrowhead vine, kind of iffy. And then here we have one of my other plants that I like, which is a cast iron plant. Will probably stay out here during the winter. I actually found out that they can survive in a zone 6 and die back. I'm sure with protection though, I'm not going to let it take frost. Alright, I had to kind of get a little loud because of this thing, that thing right there. Yeah, so anyways, that's really the update on the tropical plants, trees, and shrubs. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good rest of the day.